What if I told you that some of the smartest people in history believed things that were completely wrong? From doctors who made patients sicker, to scientists who invented invisible forces, today we're counting down 27 of the dumbest scientific mistakes that fooled everyone for years. Get ready to see science in a whole new light. 1. The four humors theory, the believers, Hippocrates and Galen. For over 2,000 years, doctors thought your body was ruled by four liquids: blood, phlegm, black bile, and yellow bile. Too much blood? They drain it. Too much black bile? You were depressed. This idea was completely wrong and led to dangerous treatments that probably killed people, including George Washington. It was a medical disaster that lasted for centuries. 2. The phrenology fraud. The founder, Franz Joseph Gall. In the 1800s, a scientist claimed he could tell how smart or criminal you were by feeling the bumps on your skull. A bump in one area meant you were a genius. A dip in another meant you were a born killer. It was all nonsense, but people used it to support racism and fire people from their jobs. It was just a bumpy road to nowhere. 3. Spontaneous generation. The believer, Aristotle. For centuries, even smart people thought life could just pop out of nowhere. They believed maggots came from rotting meat and mice came from dirty hay. Then, an Italian scientist, Francesco Redi, did a simple test with jars and meat. He proved maggots only came from fly eggs. But people were so attached to the old idea, they ignored the proof for another 200 years. 4. The Martian canals. The promoter, Percival Lowell. An astronomer thought he saw straight lines on Mars and called them canals, making people think intelligent Martians had built them. He drew entire maps of this fake water network. The truth? It was just his eyes playing tricks on him in the bad telescopes of the time. He saw what he wanted to see. 5. The invisible ether. The believers, 19th century physicists. Scientists used to think space was filled with an invisible substance called ether that light traveled through. They built complicated machines to find it. The famous Michelson-Morley experiment proved it wasn't there. They had been chasing a ghost, and this failure helped make way for Einstein's genius ideas. 6. The Piltdown Man hoax. The forgers, unknown. For 40 years, scientists thought they had found the missing link between apes and humans. The skull looked perfect, too perfect. In 1953, they discovered it was a fake. Someone had combined a human skull with an orangutan's jaw. It was the most embarrassing practical joke in science history. 7. The blank slate mind. The promoter, John Locke. Philosophers and scientists argued that people were born with empty minds and everything we are comes from experience. This blank slate idea sounded nice, but it was wrong. We now know from twin studies that genetics play a huge role in who we are. Our minds come pre-wired. 8. The cold fusion fiasco. The claimants, Martin Fleischmann and Stanley Pons. In 1989, two chemists said they'd created a nuclear reaction in a test tube at room temperature. The world went crazy thinking we had unlimited clean energy. The problem? No one else could make it work. It was a classic case of a result that was too good to be true. 9. The missing planet Vulcan. The proposer, Urbain Le Verrier. To explain a wobble in Mercury's orbit, a French astronomer invented a new planet, Vulcan, orbiting near the Sun. People saw it for decades. Einstein later showed the wobble was due to the Sun's gravity bending space itself. Vulcan was never there. 10. The bad air disease theory. The believers, ancient doctors until the 1800s. Before we knew about germs, doctors thought diseases were caused by bad air from swamps and garbage. They focused on cleaning up smells, but missed the real killers, germs in the water and food. It took the work of Louis Pasteur and Robert Koch to set the record straight. 11. The fat-free food mistake. The promoters, Ansel Keys and health groups. In the 1970s, scientists told everyone to stop eating fat to avoid heart disease. The food industry made everything low-fat but packed it with sugar. The result? People got fatter and more diabetic. It was a well-meaning health rule that backfired spectacularly. 12. The static universe. The believer? Albert Einstein. Even the great Einstein made a big mistake. He was so sure the universe was standing still that he added a cosmological constant to his math to force it to be static. When Edwin Hubble proved the universe was actually expanding, Einstein called this his greatest blunder. 13. The dumb Neanderthal myth. The creators? Early anthropologists. We used to think Neanderthals were stupid, hunched-over cavemen. Now we know they were smart. They made tools, buried their dead, and even made art. We made them look dumb to make ourselves feel smarter. 14. The giraffe neck theory. The scientist? Jean-Baptiste Lamarck. Lamarck thought animals could pass on traits they developed in their lifetime. He said giraffes got long necks for stretching for leaves, and their babies were born with long necks. We now know it doesn't work that way. Evolution works through natural selection, not practice. 15. Time is the same for everyone. The corrector? Albert Einstein. People thought a second was a second everywhere in the universe. Einstein proved time is relative. It slows down if you're moving very fast. This isn't just theory. GPS satellites have to adjust for this or they'd give the wrong directions. 16. The vaccine autism lie. The source? Andrew Wakefield. A British doctor published a study in 1998 linking vaccines to autism. It caused a global panic. Later, it was exposed as a fraud. He made up the data for money. The paper was retracted, but the dangerous myth still hurts people today. 18. The face on Mars. The cause? Human pattern recognition. A 1976 NASA photo showed a mountain on Mars that looked like a giant face. People screamed aliens. Better photos showed it was just an ordinary hill. Our brains are hardwired to see faces everywhere, even in rocks. 19. The flat Earth myth. The truth? Educated people knew the Earth was round. A common myth says people in Columbus's time thought the Earth was flat. They didn't. The ancient Greeks proved it was round. Columbus's critics knew the Earth was round. They just thought his ships would run out of food before reaching Asia. They were right. He accidentally found the Americas instead. 20. You can't grow new brain cells. The correctors? Modern neuroscientists. For a long time, even scientists thought you were born with all the brain cell you'd ever have. We now know the brain can grow new neurons throughout life, a process called neurogenesis. The old myth held back research into healing brain injuries. 21. Turning lead into gold. The practitioners? Alchemists like Isaac Newton. Brilliant minds, including Newton, wasted years trying to turn cheap metals into gold using alchemy. They never succeeded because it's impossible without nuclear physics. Their failed experiments, however, accidentally helped start the science of chemistry. 22. Breeding better humans. The movement? Eugenics, led by Francis Galton. In the early 1900s, a popular scientific movement wanted to improve the human race by stopping undesirable people from having children. This terrible idea, based on bad science, led to forced sterilizations and was used by the Nazis to justify their crimes. 23. Memories are like recordings. The update? Modern psychology. We used to think memory worked like a video camera, perfectly recording events. We now know every time you remember something, you actually change the memory slightly. Your memories are less like a recording and more like a story you rewrite each time you tell it. 24. Phantom limb pain is in the nerves. The discoverer? Neuroscientist V.S. Ramachandran. When people lose an arm or leg, they often still feel it. Doctors used to think this was just in the nerves of the stump. We now know the brain itself has a map of the body, and when a limb is gone, the brain gets confused and creates feelings in the missing part. 25. Atomic weights must be whole numbers. The correctors? Frederick Soddy and others. Early chemists thought the weight of atoms had to be nice round numbers. When their experiments showed decimals, they assumed they made a mistake. This held back the discovery of isotopes, different versions of the same atom with different weights. The truth was just messier than they wanted. 26. A falling coin can kill you. The myth? An old scientific fable. You might have heard that a penny drop from a skyscraper could kill a person below. It's not true. Because of air resistance, a penny reaches a top speed that would sting but not cause serious injury. It's a story that makes old science seem silly. 27. Your thoughts change quantum physics. The clarification: real physicists. A famous quantum physics thought experiment, Schrodinger's cat, says a cat in a box could be both dead and alive. Some people twist this to mean that our human consciousness decides reality. Real physicists say that's nonsense. The quantum world is weird, but it doesn't care what we think. So, which of these scientific mistakes is the most shocking to you? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this trip through the history of being wrong, hit that like button and subscribe for more videos that make you think.